Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
To break down each individual stock moving today is Bloomberg's Markets Today reporter Kit Rees. Good to have you with me today. Telecom Italia calling time on their capital structure. Kit, can you explain what a savings share is?
Yes, so this is a special kind of share which was introduced in the 1970s in Italy, and it basically prioritizes income for the holders. So the holders get higher dividends, but they don't have any voting rights. So Telecom Italia is looking to simplify its capital structure by eliminating this type of share class, which would also make it simpler for investors to understand. It's been able to do this because it recently won a court case against the Italian government where it got a €1 billion windfall. So it'll be able to kind of make this transaction to eliminate the share class. So it could also have other benefits. It could boost liquidity in the stock because it makes it just a cleaner structure. And it could also lower admin costs because it won't have all these different kinds of share class. And today the shares rose 3.7%, but I think they have turned slightly lower now. I mean, it's not surprising given that Telecom Italia shares have gained more than 100% this year, which is a really big rise, on plans to invest in data center infrastructure. So it's not been the biggest of reactions, but also the whole thing will have to be put to shareholders at the end of January. So it's not a done thing, but we'll have to see how it pans out.
Okay, so that's interesting on Telecom Italia. Meanwhile, we've been seeing this significant run up in bullion. Gold prices hitting a record high, even topping the high that we saw in October, and this is having a big impact on mining stocks.
Yes, it's an absolutely ferocious rally this year. So gold's gone above $4,400 an ounce, and it's boosting the companies that get it out of the ground. So Fresnillo shares are higher, and the gain this year is actually now at 436%, which is enormous. And basic resources sector overall is a top performing sector this morning. So basically, there's these increased rate cut bets, which make gold look more attractive given it doesn't yield anything. So if there's lower rates, it just looks, as a better kind of bet. And it's also up on geopolitics. We've got these sort of rumblings in Venezuela and in Ukraine. So this is kind of boosting its safe haven appeal. And also we've got copper, which is heading towards $12,000 a ton. It's kind of been driven on these sort of tight supply in the long-term demand picture. Its use also in AI and kind of new technologies has boosted it. And it's also boosting shares in companies such as Arubis and Glencore this morning. So it's been a really strong showing for metals and for miners. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, gold's up 68% in 2025. It's staggering, isn't it? Meanwhile, Harbour, which is a big UK oil company, is looking abroad. Why?
Yeah, so this is really interesting because Harbour's been really focused on the North Sea, but we're seeing these fields at home going into decline, and there's also the windfall tax that these companies have to grapple with. So it's buying a company called LLOG Exploration for $3.2 billion, and which will give it exposure to the Gulf of Mexico and be able to kind of diversify its portfolio. It's made previous deals. It bought Wintershall Dea assets in South America and Africa. So it kind of follows its strategy to branch out beyond the North Sea. Oil has been, the price of oil, which has fluctuated, it's been kind of a challenge for these companies in terms of their shares. It's down, Harbour Energy shares are down 22% this year. So, a little bit of a deal could kind of boost it and, give it a bit more of an expanded presence.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.